Well, I thought we could start with the basics. If you could just tell me who and what is Treedeon or Treedeon.
Okay, if you're talking about the name, it actually came from Arne and I. Arne used to play in a band called Ulmo, and we wanted to keep a sort of a natural theme going here, and trees just happened to be there for us. So we went with that theme, and sorry. And we thought of a couple of words. We wanted it to be a little bit unique so that you couldn't find it on the internet on, big different companies in Indonesia or something like that. So Treedeon was the first, which is meaning the man who cuts down trees. An old word. And so we needed something different. So we thought about the tree that cut down the man. So, and there's so many beautiful, tree creature sort of myths and science fiction and fantasy, and since we're nerds. So I just imagine this huge monster moving. I mean, like Lord of the Rings or something like that, I mean, that's like the best visual I can give you right now of what I think a Treedeon could be, like somebody who's a caretaker of everything else. So, I mean, and when you think about it, how important our trees are, that's what's keeping them alive. And as well as the incredible scientific knowledge that we now have on the tree networks that, I mean, different alive living organisms that are just one huge organism. If you can imagine a forest being one organism, it's absolutely an amazing and an astounding thought, I think. So
Yeah, keeping that in mind, well, how would you describe Treedeon's music in your own words?
A trio showing their dissatisfaction with the material and commercial world around us.
Oh, just call it noise rock.
Yeah, that too.
For me, I mean, maybe it's kind of sludgy, but it's always has been. The way that I make music, it's always like that, kind of. So I would call it noise rock.
So as well as I'd like to say something like the music that we play is, I mean, for me, it's basically, part therapy, most part therapy. And if anybody else can sort of feel it and it can give them something, then I'm, just totally honored and amazed with that. But I mean, we basically do it for, our demons, to fight our demons. So that's why it might sound angry, but it's not. It's cleansing. So
sanity,
Yeah.
Keeping the sanity.
So how would you kind of maybe describe the journey you have taken from the 2013? I guess the band was started.
Yeah, pretty much.
So the history of that is we both played in different bands, and then one show we had together, both bands, and we met each other backstage, and we thought, hey, let's do a song together. And not too long after that, both of our bands broke up. So we still had, we had to do that song together. So Chancellor it's his fault. His fault. Chancellor, which is a great guy, and he asked us to play one of his festivals. Well, he asked Arne to play an acoustic show. And I think Arne said no first, but he's a North German, so he always says no first. And then I said, sure, we'll do it. And so it's my fault too. And after that, we
in the chin, not chin.
In the shin.
Shin.
In the shin, not the chin. Though I can do that too, but I did it in the shin. But I mean, just to encourage, yes, of course we have this. We've got this. This is going to be amazing. This is, something completely different. And I'm always I want to be a little bit in the danger zone. And the North Germans don't like to be in the danger zone too much. Okay, spontaneously. Wow, it's raining. So anyway, well, we had a show in Berlin, in Schokoladen, and a guy came up to us and said, hey, I could play drums for you because we play this acoustic show. And so we picked him up, and he did drums for us for the first record. And for the second record, we found this amazing drummer, Andy.
Actually our friend.
who is a really good friend of ours. Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah, he said, so you need a drummer now? Okay, let's do it. And we're like, yeah, cool.
I think you guys were at a concert or something.
That's right. We watch kind of, yeah.
So, and now we play with Andy, and yeah, it's a really good friendship too. So that's the most important thing.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah.
Well, talking about Kanzler, what are your thoughts on this South of Mainstream festival we have here?
It's an extremely detailed, like beautifully detailed festival. I mean, Kanzler has thought of everything that the bands could be needing, and the patrons too that come to the show. I mean, he's done so much. He always does so much work to make it absolutely beautiful, down to your free drink stub. So I think it's Kanzler is an amazing, detail-oriented dude who loves music, and we're so proud to be part of the mainstream family. And we always are up for playing the shows if he asks us.
So actually, the last one was like 10 years ago. Is that right? It's like 2012, I guess.
Or was there one in Konowitz, or was it?
Yeah, there was something different, I guess. Yeah.
We always play for his birthday.
So actually, after all these 2.5 years of COVID and shit, it feels really good to do this again and be part of this. And so we all know and always have known how important music is for us and for people, and so it feels really good to be here, right? It just feels right, especially after a week of work, where you go like, oh man, why? And so
where did these normal people come from?
Everything feels good now. Just make music and listen to music.
It's like a family too. So
yeah.
I mean,
friends.
Yeah. It's really cool when you've had to deal with all this, tremulous world, all the stuff that comes at you every day, and then work, and then you're driving down the street and somebody yells at you, and all this crap that you deal with every fucking day, and you come to like this little haven. Sure, I mean, I guess you could call it a bubble, but we need that sometimes. We all need a little bit of bubble for our souls. So.
Yeah, we certainly do. Well, going back to Treedeon, am I right that there's a new album in the making?
Yes.
Who told you that? Yes.
I heard a rumor.
Yes, I think it's like there were some bands that turned out like 5 records during the COVID thing, and there are some bands that barely got through 1 record, and that's what we are doing right now. But yes, it's in the making, and we're in the last part of it, the mastering, and I think we might have this. So I'm thinking that optimistically 22 it should come out on, and if not, then 23. I know that's a general scale of things, but I can't do any better right now. But yeah, it's finished, so fingers crossed.
Yeah, so how was the writing process? Did you write these songs in the pandemic time, or?
Well, okay, one thing I have to say I'm very thankful for is we're a band, 3 people. There are a lot of bands that had to go through the pandemic and not meet up because there were rules for, governmental rules that you can't meet if you're over 3 people. And since we're 2 households, we had a chance to practice all the time. So we were fortunate enough to be in the practice room like the entire time. So we played old songs, we made new songs, we hung out, and really relished that time because it's the only time you could come out. Drank beer, had fun, talked a lot, philosophized a lot. And from all of that, these songs came. And Arne is the main songwriter, so I think he just took from what he had around him. He absorbed everything that was going on, and of course, the drums and the bass we help arrange things and have different ideas for how we could do things on the songs. So Arne comes with the songs, and we arrange them together and just jam and see how they work out until we find a a good middle point for the song, how it should be, how it can convey what we're saying, and bring an emotional response through the amperage.
So actually, there's one song that I'm especially proud of. It's about enduring things and being capable of enduring through hard times and troubled times, and ship through it and keep your strength and your inner strength. So this is one topic on the record, of course. Yeah, I'm proud of that.